A while back, OtakuVS, the god of AniTube, tweeted out a poll asking his audience to guess how much he spent on his next video. Now, me being the sensible boy, I thought like, nah, he's crazy but he's not that crazy, so 5k. But no! Dude spent 25k for an anime. Or not even that, but just for the preparation to create one. What? 1 0 away from the end, divided by half. That's still not the amount I have in my savings account and my pension fund altogether. So me being the cheeky bastard who doesn't like successful people, were like, if he can spend a lot of money to make a good thing, how little can I spend to make something shit? So I took it upon myself to see if I can make an anime for $100. Yusuf, I'm coming for you. Now, he's a very hands-on dude and has developed the Ota-chan show even long before he went full-on with this project. But I, on the other hand, don't have any clue about running a show and suck at script writing. So this gave me an idea. Why not try and see if I can do this whole project without actually putting in any effort myself? As in, everything will be outsourced. Isn't that a brilliant idea? No. Now, I set myself a budget of $100, so I wouldn't keep on investing until all of my money was gone, and went on Fiverr because if you want cheap labor, then that's the place to go to, because everything on there is just a Fiverr, isn't it? Now, of course, I'm not going to write the story myself, but I will set up some guidelines for the writers. First of all, what is it going to be about? Well, it needs to be mainstream so people could kinda at least relate to it, so maybe shonen. But that might also be a bit hard to animate. No, who am I kidding? It's easier to animate than slice of life. Just get a still frame, add some moving lines behind it, and bam, you get an action sequence. I also want a cliffhanger ending so people will want more, and like the video of course, and subscribe for more future videos. And finally, for the niche. Is it going to be a ninja world, a magical world, a pirate world, but why not steampunk? I feel that doesn't get enough representation in anime. So I got two different people making two different stories, because I wanted something to choose from. They're only $5 anyway, so why not splurge a bit in the beginning? Out of them, one cancelled 8 days later, but I got another one. So all I told them was to write a story in a futuristic steampunk world with two characters, a cliffhanger, and there should be at least one fight or a dance-off. Yeah, thankfully none of them went the dance-off route because, in hindsight, that would have been so stupid. With the stories done, we can now set up our main characters. Artists differ in price, so I couldn't really get the full body one that is also full covered. Instead, I got one full body one, which was black and white sketch, and an upper body one that was in full color. Again, one person failed to deliver, as in they didn't respond at all. And also, I should have done both in full color because half-assing does come to bite you in the ass. But at a later date, which will come in step 4. Now, the reason you can't go straight into animation is because the animators really wouldn't have anything to go on. This is why storyboarding exists. It's used to take the script and separate every part into its own scene so the story would have a flow. And it also sets up the composition for the scene, so animating should be pretty simple. So I went to Fiverr and boy, these storyboard artists weren't cheap. I mean, I would instantly blow my load to a standard storyboardist, but nah. Thankfully, I managed to find somebody who would do pretty much one storyboard sketch for $1. And finally, it's time for the big boy, the animation. And getting animators wasn't easy at all. My original plan was to maybe save some money and do it Mob Psycho style. As in, get a bunch of different animators who do a couple of scenes, and that way I can stitch it together and make it seem like a masterpiece. But finding animators wasn't easy. At least not the cheap ones. And there wasn't even any middle ground for animators here. You either had really good guys who did borderline anime for a bit more than my budget allowed, as in I could only get like 5 seconds of footage in exchange for my whole budget. And on the other end of the spectrum, you had guys who would draw something in Microsoft Paint and then record themselves in OBS moving the layers. There's absolutely no in between. But after a ton of struggling and searching, I found a bunch of animators, cut my storyboard into sections and spread them based on each animator's expertise, and left them to do the stuff for a month. But this plan crumpled quite quickly. And by that I mean really damn slowly, because nothing on Fiverr is quick. They either took a month to respond that they can't do it, or didn't respond at all. The people who had the most to do and who I also paid the most for, who made the transition parts to like stitch all the clips together, never responded to anything. And remember step 2 with the mess up? Well, apparently animators take their stuff really word for word because but after 3 months of talking to people and making things straight, I finally got my animation done. I actually got someone to do it for, drumroll please, $100, which brings our total to $140, plus taxes and tips. But wait, there's more! Yeah, there's voice acting there. Thankfully they come pretty cheap. I usually do this myself, but I'm not that good at Foley and sound effects, so of course I also want to respect the decision that I'm very hands-off in this project, so I also outsourced that. 5 months later, time to watch the masterpiece that cost me $155. But no, it actually didn't, because Fiverr takes a percentage, so altogether it was $260. Could you imagine paying more than half of your rent on a video that around 1,000 people are going to see? Well, if you're OtakuVS, then yeah, you'd probably mortgage your house to generate the physics engine for Ota-chan's boobs. But let's watch.
The steam train chugged as it left the station. The people within sat contentedly, knowing their destination was a few hours away. It was unfortunate they had no idea that they might never reach Fukushima. Perhaps the presence of a Kendonka in the train could change their bleak fate. As the chugging grew even louder, a man called Akarui made eye contact with his rival and target, whose name was Kurai. Kurai quickly made his way to the top of the train, where their battle would begin. Akarui wasted no time in unsheathing his sword and striking out. Kurai dodged this first attempt. You know, I do not play with my toys. Show me your true strength, Akarui. And a cloak of dagger energy surrounded Kurai. He shaped this energy into daggers and released them at his enemy. Akarui's sword became covered in white energy and it consumed the daggers. The steam train whistled as it approached a tunnel. Fighters continued to blast energy at each other. Suddenly, there was a shrill scream from within the train, and Kurai smiled proudly. I wonder what evil could be happening below, he sneered.
Oh, so that's why making anime costs so much money. Cause this was a piece of sh. Now, if you don't understand sarcasm or anything, then this video was mostly made as a joke. I was just curious how the process works and just wanted to challenge myself a bit. OtakuVS is immensely talented and you definitely should drop a subscribe on him because his Ota-chan anime is coming out any day now and I can't wait. But yeah, this was an interesting project and an interesting 5 months in my life. Drop a like if you also enjoyed it. It's pretty much the only free way to support my channel. And what did you think of the anime? Was it worth 5 months of pain and money? Don't actually answer, I know it wasn't. But anyways, I'll see you next week when I'll be starting my isekai month, where I'll be reviewing 1 isekai per week. So subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss that. Cut.